Hi class, in this video I'm going to go over this model. So this is a model of skin for the integumentary system. So first thing I want to point out is on this whole left side here, this is showing thin skin, and this side here is showing thick skin. So let's go through the layers there first. So remember, in thick skin, there's an extra layer, which is this white layer here. This is the stratum lucidum, which you don't see on this side with the thin skin. Okay, and also the stratum corneum, this first area here, is a lot thicker in thick skin. It's more layers in thick skin. Okay, so stratum corneum, this white layer is the stratum lucidum in the thick skin here. Then we have this dark layer because of those granules. This is the stratum granulosum here and here. Then we have the stratum spinosum, which are these layers here. Okay, so all these layers here. And then this gray layer at the very bottom is the stratum basal. Okay, so this is all the epidermis. Then this layer here is the dermis layer. And remember, there's two regions. These are the epidermal ridges. Okay, there's two regions here, the papillary region where we have these papillae coming up here. Okay, so papillary region would be around here. Okay, same thing for the thin skin right here, papillary region. And then we have the reticular region, which is below there up till we get to the hypodermis or subcutaneous layer. So this here is the reticular region, labeled 2. This layer here with all this adipose fat tissue is the hypodermis, also known as the subcutaneous layer. Okay, now let's get into some of our receptors. Okay, so we have two different types of receptors shown here. Okay, we have our Pacinian or lamellated corpuscle. So this is a pressure receptor. Okay, so on the exam, be more specific, Pacinian or lamellated corpuscle. And then these here would be the tactile receptors or touch receptors, okay, also known as Meissner's corpuscle. Okay, these red and blue are just blood vessels through here. Okay, this here is an eccrine or merocrine sweat gland. This model doesn't show an apocrine sweat gland, so it just shows the eccrine or merocrine sweat gland. So all throughout here, this is just showing like a section through if you were to cut through this. And remember, eccrine or merocrine secrete sweat onto the surface of skin. So you can see it goes up to the surface of the skin, whereas apocrine secrete onto the hair. Okay, this here is a sebaceous gland, and it secretes oil onto the hair. Okay, this is the hair shaft, the part that's coming out of the skin. And the hair follicle, this would be the hair root. So here, this part that indents in here where we have blood vessels, here, the part that indents in where we have blood vessels, this is the papilla of the hair. And here where it bulbs out, that's the hair bulb. Okay, then we have two areas of protection. So this area D here is the internal root sheath, and E is the external root sheath. Okay, this muscle here, it's a small muscle that raises the hair up. This is the erector pili muscle. Okay, erector pili muscle. So that's really everything for skin. And remember, the epidermis and dermis layer together make up the cutaneous membrane. Okay, so both of these are together, the cutaneous membrane, and then the hypodermis or subcutaneous layer is just an area of fat, blood vessels, and then we have like pressure receptors under here as well. Okay, but it's not technically part of the cutaneous membrane.